If you're on the path to parenthood, then you already know it can be a journey filled with so many questions. So today, we're going to get some clear answers about a really key diagnostic step, the Hycosy scan.
This quote just hits home, doesn't it? The journey is so emotional. It perfectly captures that feeling, that mix of nerves and hope that you might be feeling right this very second. And that is a completely normal and valid way to feel.
And really, that's what this is all about, empowering you with understanding. Knowing what to expect can make a step that feels kind of daunting feel so much more manageable. It's about taking back a little bit of control.
Okay, so let's dive right in. What exactly is a Hycosy scan, and why is it so important?
So Hysterosalpingo-contrast-sonography. It's a fancy-sounding name, I know, but all it really is a simple ultrasound procedure. Its main job is to check the patency of your fallopian tubes, which is just a medical way of saying it checks to see if they're open. And that, as you'll see, is absolutely crucial for conception.
So here's why that's so important. Think of your fallopian tubes as the superhighway of conception. They have to do 3 vital jobs. They catch the egg, they provide the meeting place for fertilization, and then they have to carefully guide that newly fertilized egg down to the uterus. If that path is blocked for any reason, well, the whole process just can't happen.
Now, you might have heard about an older method called an HSG. When you compare the two, the Hycosy has some really key advantages. For one, it uses ultrasound, not X-rays, so you don't have any radiation exposure. It's also generally considered less invasive and more comfortable for most people. That's partly because the saline solution it uses is often a lot gentler than the dye used in an HSG.
The procedure itself sounds a bit intimidating, but it's actually really straightforward. First, a very thin, flexible little catheter is gently put into place. Then, a contrast solution, which is usually just a harmless saline solution, sometimes with tiny air bubbles, is introduced. And finally, the ultrasound tech just watches in real time as that fluid travels. It gives them a clear, immediate picture of whether your tubes are open and ready to go.
All right, so knowing what happens is one thing, but how do you actually prepare for it? Well, a few little proactive steps can make a world of difference in how you feel on the day.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is, without a doubt, the #1 concern for most people. It is completely normal to be anxious about whether it's going to hurt, so let's just tackle that head-on.
So here's the honest truth. Most women say it feels like period cramps. For some it's mild, for others a bit more moderate. But here's the really important part, the good news. That feeling is usually over very, very quickly. And the benefits of getting this information almost always outweigh that very brief discomfort. To feel a bit more in control, here are a few simple things you can do. Your clinic would likely tell you to schedule it for the first half of your cycle. Taking some simple pain relief about an hour beforehand is often a good idea. And you know what? Don't underestimate the power of just taking a few deep breaths. It can seriously help relax your pelvic muscles, which can make the whole process go a lot smoother.
So the scan gives us a crucial piece of information, but it's just one piece of the puzzle, right? So let's zoom out and look at some proactive habits that can support your overall reproductive health no matter what the scan shows.
You've probably heard this a million times, but what you eat plays a huge role in your hormonal balance. Focusing on delicious whole foods, things rich in healthy fats like avocados, lean proteins like eggs and salmon, and complex carbs like quinoa can be so beneficial. On the flip side, it's a good idea to limit processed foods and sugary snacks that can cause inflammation in the body.
And if we zoom in even closer on the nutrients, these guys are the superstars. Folic acid is so important for ovulation. Zinc helps support egg quality, and omega-3s can improve blood flow to your reproductive organs. And the best part is, you can find them all in really delicious, everyday foods.
And of course, it's not just about food, it's the whole lifestyle picture. Getting good quality sleep is huge for regulating hormones, and managing stress is absolutely critical. We're talking about moderate exercise here, not super intense workouts. And remember, these habits are powerful for supporting fertility for both partners.
Okay, so that's a lot of great advice, but how do we turn it all into a realistic routine without feeling totally overwhelmed? Well, it's all about integrating small, consistent changes into your life.
Looking at a sample week like this just makes it feel so much more achievable, doesn't it? It's not about overhauling your entire life overnight. It's about a mindful walk on Monday, a delicious and healthy meal on Friday, and just taking a little time for yourself on Sunday. Those small steps really do add up to big changes.
And now let's circle back to the Hycosy scan for a really fascinating and kind of hopeful final point. Beyond just being a diagnostic tool, the procedure itself can sometimes have a little therapeutic bonus. This Tubal flushing can actually clear out tiny bits of debris or mucus, which might temporarily boost your chances of conception in the months that follow.
At the end of the day, every test, every lifestyle change, every bit of knowledge you gain is a step forward. It brings you closer to the answers you're looking for. This journey is made of all these individual steps, and each one empowers you for whatever comes next.